We have been seeing Portugal consistently topping the list for high net worth individuals who are looking for the best value residency by investment program in Europe, with demand escalating year after year. The surge in demand comes as a result of the multi-layered benefits of investing in the Portuguese Golden Visa from both a residency and citizenship standpoint, but also now particularly where it concerns returns on real estate. Golden Visa holders enjoy free access to public hospitals, entry into European universities and job markets, as well as access to citizenship within 5 years. The Portuguese passport also ranks amongst the top 5 most powerful and travel-friendly, granting visa-free access to more than 170 countries. Add to that the strong performance of the real estate sector in Portugal, and it becomes clear why 90% of Golden Visa investments in 2021 were property related. In today's Gulf News webinar, our panel of experts from PTGoldenVisa are back to bring you a detailed breakdown of real estate investment options, returns, and benefits that many are now taking advantage of. They have been with us before, and every time they're here, they offer us an incredible wealth of knowledge on every aspect of not only the Portugal Golden Visa, but as Portuguese natives themselves, their knowledge of the country, the real estate investment options available, the legalities, and more is almost unmatched. My name is Sally Musa, and I'm excited to welcome back to Gulf News David Machado and Tiago Camara, partners and co-founders at PTGoldenVisa, the one-stop shop service provider for all things related to the Portugal Golden Visa program. In today's webinar, Tiago and David will also be discussing some crucial updates that have just been announced by the Prime Minister of Portugal himself with regards to the country's Golden Visa program. With PTGoldenVisa's outstanding 100% approval rate for applications, it is not only their local knowledge and expertise that sets them apart as a fully incorporated service provider for the Golden Visa program, but it is also the fact that they focus completely on the Portuguese residency program that makes them the best to guide you through it at every step of the way. Tiago and David, great to have you once again. Welcome back.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sally.
Thank you, Sally.
Good morning. Good morning. It's excellent to have you. Now, just before we get started, a reminder to our audience before we do jump into the webinar that David and Tiago will be answering your questions on all things Portuguese Golden Visa towards the end. So if you have your questions, have them ready, and you can input those to the right of your screen where it says questions. So Tiago, if I can start with you, of course, PTGoldenVisa being the most credible company in Portugal supporting clients for the Golden Visa program, we really do need to start by asking about your opinion about the most recent words from the Portuguese Prime Minister, Antonio Costa, where he has just announced literally in the last few days the evaluation of the Portuguese Golden Visa program, where he's suggesting that the country might not need it anymore. So tell us your thoughts on his comments.
Thank you very much. Once again, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sally. So that's what's definitely happened. The Prime Minister just informed that they will evaluate the need of the program in Portugal. So it is not, as the media likes to already point out, that the program is ended. It's not true. We can, in fact, take main conclusions from the words of our Prime Minister. First, it's not a final decision. They didn't say that the program is shut down or is over. It's the opposite way around. They will evaluate the need of such program in Portugal. Okay, that were the exact words of the Prime Minister, and that is what we expect from the government. Of course, in a time of recession, a time of inflation going up, most probably some unemployment coming in the direction of people, it will be very difficult to avoid the consequences of evaluating the positive consequences of this program, which is bringing income from this golden visa applicants to the country. So the evaluation will be done. In my opinion, I doubt that we are able to shut down such a program. But as a second point of this conclusion, even if it's shut down, there is a period of phase out for such program, which at least will last 1 year. So anyone interested on being onboarded on the program still has time enough to proceed and do their applications for the golden visa. So anyone, and as a third and last point, anyone that was already onboarded, that will be onboarded in the next months in the program, will have granted the 5 years of residency permit and then the access to citizenship. What, of course, we highly recommend is for clients that are interested in having such a backup plan for themselves and their family members to proceed as fast as possible, because with such recent news, there will be a huge demand, and the huge demand that will come in the direction of Portugal will make the real estate and the projects available go up on prices, and the availability of such projects will be very limited. So I highly recommend people to proceed as fast as possible.
This is definitely something to really think about for those who are interested. And I know that many people are interested. We always get such a huge response when we do these webinars with you. These are very crucial points, David. If I can come to you now, truly the benefits of the Portuguese Golden Visa are outstanding amongst global and particularly European residency by investment programs. Talk to us about why you feel the response is so great.
I would say, Sally, that there is a lot of lucky people in the world, and I'm privileged to deal with these lucky people that can afford to do the Portuguese program on a daily basis. And there's a couple of things I learned with these people. First of all, they are highly motivated. They are people who do hard work and the people who achieve. So that's the main criteria that the people have when applying for the golden visa. These people have created enough wealth to understand that once you reach a certain level, buying a bigger house or a faster car, it does not solve any of your problems. So there's a couple of things which are common within the people, which is they are global citizens. They would like to have stability. They want to have access to health care. They want to have access to the best education. They want to have access to freedom. And that's what people are looking forward when applying for the Portuguese program. They understand that this is something they are able to contribute for the country. They understand they are happy to make investments, to pay taxes, to pay the contribution to the government in order to get the benefits. And the media likes to put these programs as an opportunity to relocate capital, but that's not the reality. I mean, we deal with investors on a daily basis, and these are legit people, which are hardworking people. And this is the people everybody wants to have in a country. So I would say we have a lot of tracking here because these people want to know as much as possible before making their own decision. They want to be conscious of what they are doing because they are achievers. These are people who like to do things properly and do things well. And obviously, as everyone else, everyone wants to have access to the best things in life. So everyone wants to have stability, peace, freedom, and nobody likes to be discriminated.
Of course, absolutely. And what people are looking for now, as you said, in the current climate, the global climate, is freedom and security. And these are definitely things that we do find in Portugal. It is one of the most popular destinations in the world for the RBI program. Tiago, if I can come to you, you don't just get the benefits of residency citizenship down the line as well, but the real estate investments are really something as well. So talk to us about the real estate outlook for Portugal and what kind of properties are currently available that do qualify for the golden visa.
Definitely, we're benefiting from being a country that is safe, away from all these current happenings in the world. So clients are recognizing that and coming more and more to Portugal. Not only the golden visa applicants, but also a lot of European countries that are suffering from the latest happenings. So all countries around Russia, Ukraine are relocating their their investments to Portugal. It's a very safe place to be, a very affordable country, and that is making the real estate market go up on prices, and the capital appreciation on such investments in Portugal, whether it's in the main cities or in the interior of Portugal, are going up very fast. So even the rental income, we are seeing that the prices are going up very fast, and that also shows that that is the demand that we're getting. It's not only for people to park money, but it's also for people to relocate and live and benefit from all the safety of the country, the cost being very affordable for majority of these citizens, and of course the beauty of the country that we all know that also supports a lot the relocation and the investments in Portugal. Clients like GoldenVisas that are doing their investments to have a backup plan, not willing to relocate at the moment to Portugal. The investments that they are at the moment proceeding with are in the main cities, not being possible to invest in residential properties. They are proceeding with commercial properties. We, as a company, we've been on a daily basis selecting the best units available to proceed and to qualify our clients. In the main cities, we normally targeting shops or offices that have been refurbished and that are in very good locations. So in the main financial districts of these main cities, they can benefit from rental incomes starting from 4%, 5%, depending on the location. We are the ones having, again, an in-house property management team. We are the ones finding the tenants for these investors, and they, of course, investing in this kind of assets in the best locations of Portugal. They will be in a very safe position to resell whenever they want, because here they basically buying location. If they are willing to go up on the investment, because offices and shops normally they are targeting the category of 350,000 euros investment. If they are going to go up on investment, we also have the lands, plots of lands in prime residential areas are qualifying clients for GoldenVisa. These are very good investments because there's a huge demand. Capital appreciation on these lands are normally starting at 10, 12%. And that is for majority of clients that do understand the investment in lands and consider even one day to build villas or other type of properties in this kind of lands. It's a very good project to consider. In the interior of Portugal, being 1 hour away more or less from the main cities, we target normally residential properties, 2-3 bedrooms with more or less 100 square meters. And the investments in this region starts at 280,000 euros. Normally, rental income is bringing 4 or 5% a year to these investors. And then we have Madeira Island as another place, another location where clients that want to proceed for their golden visas, they are considering, because it's a very touristic island where we can target projects where they can rent out to tourists and benefit from a rental income of around 5%. The demand in Madeira Island is very high on properties, so capital appreciation is around 9-10% on the last 3 years. So again, a very good place to do their investments. And we, again, as a company, we have several good projects to present to our clients.
And all such beautiful, stunning locations as well. Anybody who's familiar with Portugal knows what a gorgeous country it is. There's so many fantastic locations. There's a lot coming up, as you say, David. Why do you recommend the real estate investments over other pathways for the Golden Visa? And in terms of keeping in mind key things that buyers need to be aware of as well before investing in real estate for the Golden Visa?
Yeah, I would say Portugal, fortunately, is a location where we can have a look at the investment as a proper investment, which means we don't have to get emotional or to find the property of our dreams in order to be able to find an opportunity. Majority of the opportunities we find in Portugal are properties that can deliver returns. And why they can deliver returns is that we are able to rent the properties on a daily basis and on a long-term basis easily, because the country is very attractive, and the country is very attractive to anyone who wants to visit and is also very attractive to anyone that wants to work from home or anyone that wants to retire. So those big attractions for Portugal, which has become even more intensive after COVID experience, became one of the big strengths of the country. So it's a competitive advantage that we have to look at. So my suggestion to investors is, when investing in Portugal, we have to look at it as proper investors. It's not an emotional decision. It's more of an investment with returns, which we have to look at the facts. So basically, we target properties which are easy to rent out, properties which are easy to resell. And there are opportunities out there, because we can convert any residential property into a hotel unit by renting on a daily basis. And there's a lot of people who want to live in specific locations. So by having this knowledge, it becomes easy to choose where we want to place our investments and where we are safe and secure. There is also gaps in the market, because the market has been growing so fast. We still can find the gaps where the price haven't been picked up yet, and is going to pick up for sure. So I would say the environment is pretty stable and interesting for investors, because you can allocate your capital in places where you are secure and you're going to get returns for sure. In the meanwhile, I just want to remark that the property prices have been crazily going up for the last 8 years, but at the same time, there is a depreciation on euro currency. So for the moment, this is the moment for foreign investors to invest in Europe, because the value of euro is much less than it used to be. So there is opportunity for capital appreciation very clearly.
Exactly. Time to take advantage of that as well. This is another big point to emphasize here. But before we do continue with the discussion today, we would love to get your thoughts, our audience, on the topic. And so throughout the webinar, we are going to be having poll questions that we'll be sharing with you, that you can access in the poll section to the right of your screen. So we would love for you to get involved in the polls. So here we are at question 1. We want to see where everybody is at. Why do you want to invest in a residency citizenship by investment program? Is it for a premium passport that offers greater mobility? Is it for healthcare benefits for and your children's education? Is it to secure a better future in a stable economy? Or is it for tax optimization and to explore new business opportunities? Get your votes in now. Let's take a look and see where everybody is at, and we'll check in shortly just before we jump in with our second question for everyone. It's there on the polls to the right of your screen. So Tiago, what kind of properties are you currently looking at that are available for the Golden Visa, specifically in the types of properties that we're looking at in terms of the new developments that are coming up?
Sure. So basically, we've been targeting projects in the different categories of investment to adapt ourselves also to what we call different profile of investors. So in the main is, again, we target the offices and shops, normally refurbished units that have more or less 60 to 80 square meters, and that we can rent out very easily due to the fact that they are located in the most expensive square meter price in these main cities. They are located in the financial districts of Lisbon or Porto. So we're targeting then rental incomes that goes between 4 and 5%. And the capacity of reselling these units is very, very good because, of course, the demand in these locations are very high. In the interior of Portugal, again, we target more residential properties because in these locations, normally they are low density areas, so the target is more residential for people to live, and in that direction we go for properties that have 2-3 bedrooms where we can rent out locally, even in sometimes with the support of local developers. They know very well the area. They can even guarantee for 2-3 years rental income for our investors, and we're targeting 4 to 5% every year out of their investments. The resale point is always also, in our perspective, a very easy exit because, of course, we're taking care of picking up the best projects available in some occasions. And due to the fact that it's during these years, the cost of construction, the cost of energy went up so much that at the end, we are presenting our clients with projects that are at the moment being sold at the cost of construction of today. So there is a lot of room for these projects to go up on prices on the upcoming years, and that is what we target. Projects that are residential, that have a title deed, that are ready or in process of refurbishment with a very short period of time of refurbishment, because again, we have to face the reality, and if for any instance the government really decides to shut down the program in 1 year, for example, we don't want our clients in projects that are off plan, that are co-ownership of units that doesn't give them the capacity of having a title deed in hands that secures them the capacity of resale. And this way, we have identified the projects that are able to place them in a very safe position. In Madeira Island, we have been selecting projects targeting tourists because, of course, Madeira lives from tourism, has a very high occupancy rate during all year around. It's around 75% occupancy rate in all the units for tourists, and we can benefit clients from having very good rental income, and after 5 years, again, being able to resell very easily, since the market, as mentioned before, is growing more than 9% on capital appreciation of the properties.
And so, David, if I can come to you, in this webinar, we really want to focus on, the latest information all around real estate investments for the Golden Visa for Portugal. And of course, this year, there were already a host of updates to redirect investments, as Tiago has been alluding, from the metropolitan cities to the interior of the country. So talk to us about some of the details of those changes in real estate investment and how they will impact Golden Visa investors.
Yeah, so basically we have been focused in properties which are in inland Portugal for residential properties, I'd say. So basically what happens is the market does not have that much stock. So the properties we find today, which were built 1 or 2 years ago, they have prices much cheaper than what we can build today. So there is a gap in the market. There is an opportunity which we can catch, because we can foresee that anyone that builds today is going to put property prices almost twice of what the market was using before. So there are a couple of projects there that we can invest with very low price per square meter, and basically there is a huge potential for capital appreciation. Portugal hasn't been very successful in the developing stage because the construction industry hadn't been performing that well in the past years, so at a very low speed. So we have a lot of demand, but we have very little supply. So my suggestion is, since the beginning of the year, we have been focused on residential properties in inland areas, which for the beginning investors thought there was more of a threat that they couldn't resell the properties. But in reality is the opportunity today where we can have a high capital appreciation, because the prices that we can enter the market are very low, and these cities are all fully busy also. I mean, there's no space in Portugal for the amount of people that want to relocate to Portugal. The opportunity of relocating to Portugal became something very, let's say, top of the mind for all Europeans. It's not just for the Golden Visa clients. Golden Visa represent less than 2% of the market at all. So basically, what makes the change in the market is all Europeans want to live in Portugal. We don't pay for the high bill of gas to heat the houses in the winter. We have the best climate in Europe. We have a very affordable lifestyle. So we can provide the best quality of life. And that Europeans understood very clearly, and those are the ones who are relocating. So if you invest in inland Portugal with the new rules, you have the guarantee that you can have good rental income and you're going to have good capital appreciation. Alternative to that, we focus on commercial properties, which represent, I would say, a lower level of risk, but also lower level of capacity for capital appreciation, because the market is very connected between one thing and another. How much you can generate and what's the value of the property. And that's all about commercial properties.
And so I'd love for you to talk a little bit more about that, Tiago, in terms of investment options in commercial real estate when you're looking at Lisbon, Porto, and other cities, as you were talking about with Madeira Island.
Yes, sure. So basically, in Lisbon and Porto, as mentioned before, we always target the projects, and always target, because I would say that 70 to 80% of our clients are targeting this kind of units in the financial districts of the main cities. And I'm listening some echo. I don't know if you're facing the same. Just don't want to have technical issues here.
Just try. I'm hearing it. Just try to switch the microphone off and on again, and we'll see if that works.
Can you hear me better?
Very good.
Yeah, very good. Listen, some echo, but I will answer your question. I hope it goes well. So basically, in Lisbon and Porto, we're targeting the projects that are offices or shops that have been refurbished. And being refurbished, we have the capacity of placing our clients on the lower investment possible to qualify for Golden Visa. The 350,000 euros is the starting point to qualify clients for Golden Visa on offices and shops in Portugal. So Lisbon and Porto, these kind of units are located in the financial district, normally targeting rental incomes that, as mentioned before, around 4 or 5%, and we are able to manage those units. So we are the ones finding the tenants for these units to guarantee the rental income to our clients. As David was mentioning before, on commercial units, of course, the market is more stable in prices. The market being and the locations being in the main cities, we of course are not expecting that much capital appreciation because the market is already stable and have been growing on the last several years on capital appreciation. So there is not that much room to grow more on price. In Madeira Island, being a touristic island, again, we're targeting always projects that are facing and having capacity to rent out to tourists, whether it's residential properties where we can do short rentals or already projects that are structured on a way that can bring guaranteed rental income. We have, for example, a project that is managed by a very credible group, which is Dorisol Group. So they have, we created together with them a very good project in terms of all the returns that it can bring to our clients. So clients are buying 2 studios in an apart hotel project that has all the facilities, swimming pools, restaurants, spas, gym, tennis courts. It's 2 minutes walking to the sea. It's located in the best square meter price of Madeira Island. Madeira Island, as mentioned before, is growing very fast on prices on real estate. So the hotel wants to keep the management, so they are under operation already. They are fully refurbished, and they get a title deed in hands from these units. They are buying 2 studios, each studio at 175,000 euros, and combined investment goes for 350, which allows them to proceed for Golden Visa. They get 5% rental income guaranteed per year, paid upfront by the hotel management for the hotel management to stay with the units to rent out to tourists. So those are good examples of commercial units and touristic units that we have available, and we can present our clients for them to benefit from these returns and again apply for their Golden Visas immediately.
There's a great variety as well in terms of the kind of properties that people can go for, the kind of the uses behind those properties as well, the end users, the purpose that they serve for the investors themselves as well. So David, a little bit more, we'd love to hear from you a little bit more about the price range of commercial real estate as well in metropolitan cities and the kind of capital appreciation. I know that you spoke a little bit about that as well, Tiago. So a little bit more detail about that, David.
Yeah, I would say that we normally have commercial properties starting from 4,000 euros per square meter, and that's more or less where the price starts. Commercial properties are very easy to define the price because they have to do a lot about location. So if you are in a prime location, it's one price. If you are in a remote location, is another. So I would say when we look at commercial, we are very attached to the income that we can generate, and that's the real value of the property. So normally we target commercial properties to generate between 4 to 6%, and the value is calculated on that terms. So I would say when we invest in commercial places, if we are investing with the location, we pretty much are safe and secure. If we decide that we want to go remote locations with commercial properties, a bit more unsafe. So it's a bit more unstable. We're not sure we can generate the income, so the value is not there. When we look at commercial, as Tiago was saying, we pretty much look at prime location, and that's how we have been selecting the investments. Commercial properties, in terms of capital appreciation, are always dependent on the amount of demand for the rental income. And that's how we define the potential. I don't foresee that there is going to be a big hype. Obviously, all people relocating to Portugal is generating more business. So the commercial properties have been pretty much safe and secure. I don't think that they have room for a huge price capital appreciation, but it's still a very safe and secure investment if it's chosen in the right location.
It is all about choosing the right location. And Tiago, people want to know as well, and you talked a little bit about this as well, but a bit more detail about being able to rent out their properties and the rental returns there that they can expect to see.
Definitely, in Portugal, it's allowed to rent out all the properties that clients are buying. Of course, that is also one good reason for us to point out that we like to place our clients in properties that they have the full ownership, the title deeds in hands, and that is because they get that freedom of choosing what to do with their properties. If they want to resell, if they want to rent out, that is the capacity that they get immediately out of such investments. So being able to rent out, we normally, and we have, of course, in PTGoldenVisa, a property management company within the group that supports our clients to find the tenants depending on the project that they have been investing. So on residential properties in the interior of Portugal, we normally partner with local developers. They know very well the market, and we are able, in some cases, to guarantee rental incomes that ranges between 4 and 5% on the first years of the investment, which is normally when the clients are more concerned about their returns. And in the main cities, definitely, as David was mentioning, the capacity, and due to the increase on these Europeans coming and relocating to Portugal, the increase on having places to work and more companies coming to Portugal, definitely we are the company looking for these tenants and renting out their units, the units of our investors in the market. Normally on properties, commercial properties, we're talking about long-term rentals and benefiting them with, again, 4 to 6%, as David was mentioning. And we are the ones guaranteeing that capacity of renting their properties. We will immediately operationalize that and benefit the clients with returns.
And so when people are looking at holiday homes, there are so many fantastic locations to get a holiday home as well. Talk to us about the average price range, David, for holiday homes in Portugal.
Yeah, again, holiday homes concept has changed over time. So Portugal used to be famous for a holiday home destination. Now we look at the holiday home as an investment product. It's more of an investment than anything else. The fact that we can rent properties with the speed of a click, and we can move to different locations and have always a property available, a proper apartment, a proper villa to rent out, allows the investors not to look at this as an opportunity to have a house for them to enjoy. So holiday homes in Portugal, I would say, is the whole country, because in the whole country there is touristic attractions, so we can just generate the income like a holiday home anywhere we would like. And that's why the market in Portugal has been thriving, is because we have a legal system to rent the properties. It's a simple procedure and people got used to do that. So I would say the price, it's the real price based on what we can generate if the property is just on a beach location. Normally we try to choose investments which have the combination of the best worlds. You can rent on short term because of the attractions in the area, but you can also rent on long term because the property allows to do that. So when we have both, we even much more safe and secure. And I would say a holiday home in Portugal is any home that you'd like to have.
Fantastic. I love that. As we were saying, it just is a stunning country. And like you said, everywhere can be a holiday home. But Tiago, there might be people who want to go for the renovation option. So talk to us about that. What are the details on if you're buying an older property, renovating that? What are the options and details and returns there?
Yes, definitely. Clients, they can qualify for renovated projects or renovated properties depending on the location. So in the main cities, as mentioned before, the investment starts at 350,000 euros. The renovation has to go into commercial properties. We as a company, again, we can support our clients to renovate their properties. We have a development company within the group that is focused also on renovation of properties. So we are fully open to support our clients on those kinds of renovations. In the interior of Portugal, the investment starts at 280,000 euros on renovated projects. So again, on the interior of Portugal, normally clients are looking for residential properties. And so these properties, again, if they are renovated and the combined price between the cost of the project and the cost of renovation reaches 280,000 euros, they can qualify for the Golden Visa. However, of course, we target and we try to place our clients in projects that are very close to the end of the renovation or that has the proof of renovation and is already ready. Why? Because, again, we are facing a reality in the market, in the international market, not only in Portugal, of building materials going up on prices, more than 60%. Logistic costs, with all the building materials being imported to Portugal, logistic costs scaling to 5-6 times more than they were before. And the energy costs also going up as never before. So, again, trying to take our clients away from these risks on construction or refurbishment. So again, any projects in the markets missing 2 years of refurbishment, off-plan projects, promises in that direction, we try to avoid our clients to be placed there in these projects because the risk of those projects failing or going over the budget are very, very high. So again, answering your question, Sally, definitely it's possible to refurbish projects. We are happy to support. We have all the team ready to deliver. However, we prefer our clients to be placed in very safer investments and proceeding for their golden visas and their applications on a very safer way than running risks that they don't need to. So again, the cost, the refurbishment in Portugal, in fact, has a very good quality because we in Portugal are forbidden to tear down buildings. So we are used to refurbish projects, and these refurbishments normally come out almost a new apartment. So the quality is very good. Of course, the projects that we are presenting our clients that are already refurbished or in process to finish the refurbishment will be basically new apartments.
Do you know, it's kind of funny because, when you talk about renovation and that kind of thing, and the fact that in Portugal you can't tear down old buildings, there's something so romantic about it, about taking an older property and renovating it and doing that. But, like you said, you have to think practically. It's unemotional. You have to minimize the risks. You have to maximize the returns. And like you said, you're thinking about these things every step of the way. All of the costs that go into renovation, you're thinking about those with your clients and making sure that it all adds up and it all makes sense at the end of the day for their investments, because that's what everybody is there for. We want to make sure that, it is making sense, that it is going to be a great investment at the end of the day. We're going through our polls at the moment. Just before we jump into the second poll question, let's take a look at the first. Why do you want to invest in a residency by investment program or citizenship by investment program? In the top spot, we've got for a premium passport that offers greater mobility. And coming in second is for tax optimization and exploring new business opportunities. As we can see here, there are many great business opportunities to be had as well. Time for the second poll question that is jumping in right now. It is, when do you plan to invest in the Portugal Golden Visa? In 2023, in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years, or are you undecided? Well, according to the latest news coming out of Portugal, according to the Portuguese Prime Minister, they are thinking of possibly winding down the Golden Visa program. They're still undecided. It is not clear, but they are evaluating it. They're thinking about it. And this is one of the things that we are covering today as well. So let's jump back into the questions, David. Let's talk about the legal considerations when buying a home in Portugal. What's really important for people to keep in mind there?
Yeah, there's two directions that people have to keep in mind. First of all, for those who never experience the opportunity to invest in Portugal, Portugal is a very safe and secure procedure to transfer the titles of the properties. So all the properties are online access. They have all the history there. So basically, mortgages, case courts are all mentioned on the titles. So we can easily assess if the property is ready to be transferred or not. And once the property is transferred, we're pretty much out of any risks for the future. So the due diligence work can be done properly and in a safe and secure environment. That's one thing that people can understand. The second thing is, even though the environment is very secure, when doing the Golden Visa, people sometimes get too emotional and go for things which are a bit scary in our views. So we do not like, for example, to invest in shares of buildings or projects like that, because they represent a risk that you cannot exit the property later on. We do not like to invest in properties which are off plan and haven't started, because there's a risk that property never happens. And basically, when we put ourselves exposed to those markets, we have to understand the risks, and the risks are pretty much high. Because if the developer bankrupts and the prices of construction are escalating very fast, it's very difficult to maintain the prices that you started with. So those risks have increased over time. I would say the current atmosphere for investment on off-plan projects, it's much more risky than it used to be. So we have to be careful on that side. And another thing is, when we see these projects with buyback guarantees, we have to understand that the buyback guarantee, it's not a proper a deal to take, because it does not make any sense. It's something which makes zero sense. So if you see a project with buyback guarantee, I would say you can run out of it immediately, because it does not make sense to invest in a project with buyback guarantee. It's something that does not exist, that guarantee. It's something that works as a marketing tool, but the proper guarantee is not there. So we, as a Portuguese company, we're very careful with those things, because we are in the market for long-term perspective. So we want our clients to really succeed on their investments. And even though the motivation of our clients is most of the time connected to the benefits of the residence program and the citizenship, we are focused every day on making sure the investments are proper investments for our clients. And at the end of the day, it's also our country. So we want to make sure everything is proper.
Absolutely. And as you say, it is about minimizing that risk and making sure that the clients that come to you are not only getting into the Golden Visa program, but they're also getting some great deals when they are looking at real estate investments as well. You know, there are so many benefits for the Portuguese Golden Visa, Tiago. And it's all important to highlight why this remains one of the top RBI programs, not only for individuals, but their families. And one of the most interesting aspects of it as well is that there are even bigger benefits for those who maybe haven't started a family yet, are looking to start a family, looking to grow their family as well. And there's a very interesting citizenship by birth law, the Jus Soli. Talk to us about how that benefits the children of Portuguese residents, Tiago.
Yes, it's a very good benefit. I'm glad that you mentioned, Sally, because it's not everybody that knows, and it's not being promoted, but clients that have 1 year of residency permit in Portugal through the Golden Visa, for example, if their wives are giving birth in Portugal, the kids can become immediately Portuguese. So that's a very good benefit that clients can get out of their investments in Portugal. So automatically the kid can become Portuguese by being born in Portugal, and of course the only requirement is that the and family members have already 1 year of residency in Portugal.
And when we talk about 1 year of residency, you don't even have to actually be living there. The minimum actual residency requirement within the country is only 7 days a year. Is that correct?
Yes. In fact, the Golden Visa residency permit program goes by investment. So there should be an investment to qualify clients for Golden Visa. With that investment, clients and their family members are able to freely move within 26 countries of Schengen. They can live, work, travel. They can place all the direct family members in their application, all benefiting from the same advantages. They don't have to relocate, as you're mentioning, Sally. They just have to spend an average of 7 days per year during the next 5 years. So, in fact, the rule is every 2 years, the cards have to be renewed. During these 2 years, they have to spend 14 days in the country. They can choose how they spend, but average is more or less 7 days per year. After 5 years, they have the big advantage of being able to apply for the citizenship of Portugal. The citizenship and the passport of Portugal at the moment ranks between 4th, 5th best passport in the world. Clients can reach more than 170 countries without any visa. And so it's definitely a very good backup plan that clients are recognizing and coming more and more to Portugal to have access to these benefits.
And of course, David, beyond that, people are looking to citizenship as well. So talk to us about how visa holders can in fact attain citizenship through the Portugal Golden Visa.
You see, we are glad that the process for the residence card and the process for the citizenship have been fine-tuned to be straightforward. So after 5 years, anyone that have had 5 years of residence card within the last 15 years in Portugal is able to access citizenship. So basically files an application and shows all the requirements. One of the requirements that people don't have from the moment they started the program of the Golden Visa is the basic language knowledge of Portuguese. That's something the investors and the families have to obtain either by passing a test or by enrolling a Portuguese basic level course. So those things is the step forward to the citizenship is the only thing that is missing, because during the 5 years period that the Golden Visa clients are investing, they will reach all the other criteria, which are pretty much straightforward. So it's a good process. It's a simple process in a country where the population is decreasing, where there is a very low birth rate, where there is the need of more population. So I would say it's an opportunity both directions, not just the people who are getting the passports are benefiting, the country is also benefiting, and that's why it's creating these rules of if you deliver a kid in Portugal becomes Portuguese, because actually I think today 50% of the kids born in Portugal, they are not from 100% Portuguese parents. So that already gives you a massive picture of what's happening in Portugal.
Many people who are taking advantage of this as well. So let's take a look at the results of the second poll question that we put up for you. When do you plan to invest in the Portugal Golden Visa? Overwhelmingly, people are saying in 2023, they're going to make it a priority. This is the time. And I think with the latest news that we have just heard coming out of Portugal, that is a very good choice. Some are saying in the next 3 years. So if you haven't voted in that poll, get your votes in as well. But the next question that we are going to be looking at is, what is your preferred route of investment for the Golden Visa in Portugal? What are you looking at? Are you looking at commercial property in a metropolitan city? Are you looking at residential property in a holiday destination, or are you looking at investment funds? Get your votes in now for these 3 answers. Choose the one that is at the top of your mind right now. But also, don't forget to get your questions in for David and Tiago. We're going to get to those very shortly towards the end of our webinar. So, Tiago, talk to us about who is actually eligible for the Portuguese Golden Visa. People are thinking, I want to get in on this. Am I eligible?
Anyone non-European able to, and then that can afford to do an investment in Portugal starting from 280,000 euros is eligible to proceed for the program. So we as a company, we are able to support. We have all the full scope of services to support and onboard clients to proceed for their investments and for their applications for Golden Visa.
That's it. Yeah, get in there. And David, what are some of the mistakes that people don't think about when they want to apply for the Golden Visa, and some of the things that you make sure that your clients don't make these mistakes?
I would say it's important for the investors to look at this as an opportunity to invest, which requires to have a full assessment from the legal team, from the property management, tax filing, all those needs that sometimes clients are disregarding, and the experience of understanding how it works, the real estate market, how is the locations. It's some knowledge that some investors tend to try to do everything by themselves to figure out solutions, but actually they make massive mistakes. The program has a small fine rules to be able to qualify properties on the category under 280,000 and 350,000 euros options. I would say get a professional team, a team that has experience in this, a team that knows what they are doing, because otherwise you're likely to put yourself into troubles. And that's what we try to do ourselves in PTGoldenVisa, is we don't want our clients to have problems, because we are proposing ourselves to solve all their problems that happen in Portugal. And that's our market proposition. So my best recommendation is use professional people, use people that have experience to make this investment and collect the benefits.
For sure. Choose the best team, get the professionals in on it. This is why we're having this webinar today, so you can see the depth of knowledge that PTGoldenVisa, that professionals like this can give you, the insights that they can give you. Don't go at it alone. It is not advice, that is for sure. But Tiago, why is now the best time to apply for the Portuguese Golden Visa? And I think, with the recent announcements, you do feel like, time is really of the essence, isn't it?
Look, I'm still on my position of this was just, I would say, the Prime Minister just mentioned that he will evaluate the need of the program in Portugal. I still believe that it's impossible to shut down a program that is bringing a lot of income to a country that will need. I believe this recession that is happening worldwide will also affect Portugal, and Portugal needs and welcomes investors to Portugal for a long time. And I believe this is just an evaluation on the program. Based on a credible evaluation, they will understand that this is not the right time to stop such a program. Even though there is that doubt remaining, and I totally agree with you that it's a time to invest. It's a time to invest not only because there might be this option, this consequence of program being shut down, but it's also because a lot of aspects that David mentioned already. The exchange rate on euro was never as low as it is today. I would say at least on the last 20 years, the euro was not as low as it is. So it's time to change money to euros, do their investments. It is time to invest because the market is providing very good returns on investment. It's time to invest because, again, the market in Portugal is a very safe market, is a very affordable for the ones even considering relocation. And of course, because there is in place a program that brings a safe backup plan to not only the investors, but also for all the family members. So having a backup plan in times of instability like the ones we're facing is a must, is not anymore an option, is a must. So I do believe, and I totally agree with you, that this is the time to invest and guarantee their future, the future for their next generations, and that through Portugal it can be easily obtained.
So many great reasons to get in right now on the Golden Visa program. But let's get to some of the questions that are coming through. David, if I can ask you this one, what kind of language proficiency is required to obtain citizenship in Portugal?
Yeah, the level required for the citizenship is the most basic level of language. So for people to understand, the idea is not that people are able to speak fluent Portuguese. The idea is that you make an effort to learn some Portuguese words, because in the past we have given passports in Macau, in Goa, in lots of different ex-colonies of Portugal. And there is only one time we as Portuguese we feel offended, is when people carry the passport and they don't know a couple of Portuguese words. It does not make sense. So that's to make a bit of an effort. Even though in Portugal everybody speaks English these days, it's not that you cannot survive without Portuguese. You can, but it's a matter of respect. So that's what's needed to be done.
Which makes so much sense, because you're coming to the country, understand the country, understand its culture, understand the people as well. But I believe as well, if you're looking at your kids going to university, English is very much the language at university as well. Is that right?
Yeah. These days, you have the universities educating in English because they are forced to. They don't even have an option. We have students from all over Europe in interchange programs. So in reality, we have to educate in English. It's the only common language we have within Europeans, and that's what we're doing. Some universities are already formally in English. Some are still not, but at the end of the day, they don't have a choice.
It is moving in that direction. Tiago, if I can ask you this question from one of our viewers. They want to have more information on investment funds for the Golden Visa. Can you give us more details there?
Sure. Investment funds since January 2022 increased the level of investment for 500,000 euros. So investment funds, we are also having in-house a team of consultants that basically on a daily basis search the best investment funds available in the market that qualifies clients for Golden Visa. Till the moment, we've been working quite often with a fund called SIF Investment Fund. It's a fund that is basically using the money of the investors to place or to develop projects in real estate, which is, of course, the industry that is performing better in Portugal, is providing around 5% returns on investments every year to the clients that purchase shares in that fund. But again, to qualify for Golden Visa, they have to invest 500,000 euros in the investment funds. The investment funds are scrutinized and audited by the local stock exchange authorities of Portugal, are also a very safe investment to proceed. But knowing that it's 500,000 euros these days, clients having options of 280, 350, majority of clients are going more for real estate. The ones that are interested on the investment funds, we are happy to provide them full information on the funds that are available in the market, and then they will, together with us, discuss the ones that they feel more comfortable, and we onboard them on these funds for them to proceed with the investment and after with the Golden Visa process.
And David, one of the most common questions that we get is from people who want to sponsor family members on their Golden Visa application. And we have a question here from somebody who says, my son is 22. Can I include him on my Golden Visa application? Who can we include in terms of family members?
Yeah, we have a quite broad concept of family. We also have a family-oriented country. So in terms of the dependents, we don't have any age limits. So it does not matter if it's 18 or 22 or even sometimes 28 or 29, as long as we can prove they're not married and not working. So they need to qualify as dependents. But when we're applying for the Golden Visa, we can include investors, spouse, kids, parents, and parents-in-law. If the parents and parents-in-law are over 65 years old, we don't have to explain anything. If they're below 65 years old, we need to prove dependency. So as per the Portuguese law, we understand that uniting the family, it's kind of a human right. So you have the ability to include majority of your direct family members into the application, and everyone benefits from the same.
Fantastic. Just taking a look here. People who are looking at their preferred route for investment in the Golden Visa in Portugal, 50% are saying commercial property in a metropolitan area is what they are looking at, and the rest are looking at residential property in a holiday destination as well as investment funds. But just before we come to the end of the webinar, Tiago, I would love to ask you, finally, if you can tell us how PT Golden Visa can help investors choose the right property for their Golden Visa.
So PT Golden Visa is a one-stop shop. We act in the market with a full scope of services for our clients to proceed with their Golden Visas, with their residency permits, and later with their citizenship. So in-house, we support our clients to select the best investments, to open their bank accounts, to have legal support, tax representation. We also in-house have a property management company that supports them to benefit and to get returns out of their investments. So again, we act in the market as a one-stop shop, and that is our role together with the clients for 5 years of the residency permit program and lately with the citizenship. So how we've been acting to support clients on selecting the best investments is within our company. We have a very big sourcing team on a daily basis in the market searching for the best investments. We developed an algorithm that selects properties based on a lot of characteristics that are important for our clients, basically price, location, capacity to generate rentals, capacity to grow up on price. We have location analysis, quality of the building. We have a lot of criteria that were placed, and today we clearly identify the best projects available, and those are the ones we structure to present our clients. So that is basically our role. We have offices in Dubai, India, Portugal, and we are happy to support our clients anytime they are ready to proceed for the program, and we are ready to deliver.
That's it. We've come to the end of the webinar, but the message is definitely clear. There are so many great reasons to take advantage of the Portugal Golden Visa program. And to make sure that you do it right, you need to get in touch with the team that knows the process best from A to Z, and speak to the team at PT Golden Visa. And David and Tiago, as always, have given fantastic general advice here, but arranging a personalized consultation with them and their team at PT Golden Visa is definitely the best way to see how they can help you and your family realize your dreams, make sure that they answer exactly your specific requests and needs. Thank you so much, David and Tiago, for another fantastic session with so much brilliant information. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sally. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you as well to you, our fantastic audience, for joining the discussion once again today. And this session, as well as the others, will be available online on the Gulf News and AGNC3 YouTube channel. So make sure you do hit the subscribe button there and share with your family and friends. I'm Sally Musa for Gulf News. See you next time.